Hello everyone and welcome to a book talk for The Embers of Phoenix, written by AJ Blackburn. So the edition that I read was 223 pages. This is book number 1 in the Inferno Pack series, and looks like there are 3 books in this series, at least thus far. And this was published in 2020. When I read this book, there was no audiobook available at the time. And this is told in first person and it takes place in Scotland. So what is this book about? For this one we are following, there's a couple of different POVs, but mostly we are following Phoenix. And Phoenix is a werewolf shifter. We open this book at a wedding type ceremony. Phoenix's twin sister, Ember, has a mate, and they are now married, and it is a fated mates romance. Now, this particular book, it does have a tag on Goodreads of reverse harem. Now, I did hear it needs to have more than 3 partners. So you have the main character, and then it should have, or more than 2 partners. It should have at least 3 partners, is my understanding. And it leads me to believe that might be the case, but as of right now, this is a why choose male, female, male. So Phoenix is at her sister's ceremony, mating, wedding ceremony type situation, and kind of starts getting to thinking about, you know, her past, who she's all having sex with, because she does go and have sex with a lot of different werewolves. And Phoenix and Ember are the daughters of the alpha of the pack. Phoenix is very much convinced that she is not destined to have a mate. She is happy for her sister, but that's on some level does wish for that level of intimacy and love. But she does believe it is just not for her. She does leave the wedding at one point, or the ceremony at one point, meets up with one of the members of the pack. They have sex. It is very sexually explicit, so do be aware of that. And then we just continue on. So it was really cool, in my opinion, to see the connection of the fated mates and just how they are bonded and protect each other and care for each other. And they can kind of sense each other's needs and desires. So Phoenix is 25 years old. The father's name is Dane. Ember, who is the twin sister of Phoenix, her fated mate's name is Hunter. And Ember is also, where they are twins, 25 years old. So there's this situation that happens that makes Phoenix needs some time alone. So she heads outside of the pack territory and starts running around. Now, at some point, she does realize she is being followed by a stray werewolf. She does recognize this werewolf is not a part of her pack, and so she does not want to head home in order to prevent this strange werewolf that she doesn't know who he is or what his intentions are. She does not want to lead him back to her pack in case it's not good intentions. As she is going, she's running in her werewolf form. She also starts to realize that she has now entered an area where there are some hunters, and these hunters absolutely hate werewolves and want to eradicate them and kill them all off. And they have spotted Phoenix and are now hunting her to try to basically kill her. So now she's running from this stray werewolf and these hunters. At one point, she feels like she is safe, but not safe enough to shift into her human form. And she just starts playing in these woods with butterflies. She gets distracted enough that eventually she does get hurt by one of these hunters. And she becomes unconscious. And she then wakes up in this isolated setting with this creature who was this stray werewolf that was hunting her, and he has basically alluded to the fact that he believes that him and Phoenix are fated mates. She doesn't really want to believe him. He has a tattoo that catches her eye on the back, and it does tie into the mate situation. I will let you read more into that. And then she starts to see these images start to appear. Now, she does not go and get a tattoo. Things just kind of magically appear on her side. And so that kind of makes her think that maybe she is destined for a fated mates thing. And is this guy her fated mate, or is she getting closer to her fated mate? Is he leading her to her fated mate? As they get to know each other, oh, the sex ensues, and there's a lot of it. Okay, so just be aware of that. And then they end up at this place. Now, Phoenix and her twin sister Ember have this ability to read each other's minds. So despite the distance, they can communicate. Well, in order to protect her sister and her pack from this werewolf before she got to know him, she slammed up these mental walls, and so she can't communicate with her sister. And her sister is really trying to find out that her sister's safe, everything's okay, and things like that before the pack really goes to hunt her sister down and bring her home and find out what's going on. So the sex continues, the relationship builds between Phoenix and this lone werewolf, and the bond strengthens. Well, then they get surrounded by hunters, and she is taken hostage. Phoenix's pack is still trying to find her, and it just goes from there. And that's the point that I'm going to leave it. You do find out that there are some people who you think you can trust. Turns out you cannot trust. So can she trust this lone werewolf? She has developed this trust with him. Can she really trust him? Or is there someone in the neighborhood that's outside of the pack? Or is it someone inside the pack? Or you're just finding out little tidbits of stuff. And that is the book. There is, where she is taken hostage, there is another lone werewolf. And this tattoo starts to develop even more. That just magically appears. So, and then it's towards the end of the book, you finally do see the male-female male sexual aspect of that. And that's basically the book. And it does leave off, you're wondering what's going to happen next. And things like that. So I'll leave it at that because I do want you to find some of the other little hidden gems and stuff along the way. So that's pretty much what the book is about without any spoilers. As far as your content and your trigger warning, well, as I've alluded to, it is sexually explicit. So you do have sexually explicit language and sexually explicit scenes. You do have blood, so you have a little bit of, I wouldn't go as far to say gore, but there is a lot of blood. So it's not like blood and guts type gore, it's just blood. So you do have a lot of blood in this. And that is your content and your trigger warnings in a nutshell. Just those three big things. As far as any representation, it's going to be up to your imagination, okay? Now, in case you are still on the fence, let me tell you about the words that are contained in this. Please keep in mind this was 223 pages, at least the edition that I read. So that gives you an idea of the word to page ratio so that you know if this is one that you should skip or if you are interested to go ahead and pick it up. So, okay, so we do have the following words, and please at this point be aware you do need to be 18 or older to continue this video, as I will be using sexual terminology. Okay, we have the following words: bastard, 17, piss, 22, damn, 21, bitch, 29, wet dream, once, prude, once, shit, 45, castrate, 4, motherfucker, 3, balls, 3, tool, once, player, once. Now this next word, where this does take place in Scotland, it does alternate between the two. They do mean the exact same thing. It's just more to indicate how something is said, as far as, I'm wanting to say in linguistics, accent. That's the word it is that I'm looking for. So it's ass, and sometimes it's arse, A-R-S-E, okay? So either way, same thing, it's just pronounced a little differently. So that word comes up 52 times. Hard, 6. Hell, 30. The word God, 20 times, not in religious context. Motherfucking, 3. Dick, 3. Wet, 16. Breast, 5. Nipple, 6. Clit, 14, orgasm 10, slit once, sex 4, cock 16, base once, tip once, tight twice, pussy 12, drive 4, slam 3, thrust 4, come cum 12, dirty twice, cleavage once, bulge once, grind twice, bloody 7, turn on 6, jackass 5, twat twice, wanker 6, come come 4, erection 4, tits 3, hammer once, virgin twice, the name Jesus twice, not in religious context, heifer 3, arsehole 5, head twice, hole 3, juices twice, folds once, the phrase goddamn once, fanny once, damn it 4, badass twice, hilt once, hussy twice, the name Christ once, not in religious context, voyeuristic 3 times, beast once, schlong once, pump 6, shaft 3, girls once, regarding the chest, garden once, suicide once, prick once, slut once, the word Lord once, not in religious context. And then finally we have the word fuck 126 times. So now you'll know or have an idea if this is going to pass your threshold of tolerance. There is no shame in that of saying this book is just not for me. So let me know if you have read this. Have you read anything else by this author? I did forget in my last book review to read the about the author, so I'm going to go to the author, AJ Blackburn, the profile on Goodreads. It says, AJ Blackburn, author who has plans to release books in several different genres, including anything from paranormal shifters to mythical gods to horror and contemporary. Her books always feature a romantic element and eventually a HEA, so happily ever after. Whether it's a standard MF relationship, MFM, male, female, male, male, female, or reverse harem. And that's all it says. So let me know if you've read this or anything else. She has a series called Sinner's Fairy Tale Retellings, or at least it's a book in that series. They're written by different authors. She wrote Sloth in that series, which was a Cinderella retelling. I enjoyed that one. She has Bear's Duet. Let's see, there's a Halloween anthology that she's in. And a book in the Descendant series called Hell's Table. So she's got a good selection of books out. So yeah, let me know if you've read this book or this series or anything else by AJ Blackburn. Is this book for you, or is this one that you would have to give a pass? Again, no shame in that. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I will talk to you later.